Welcome back to this bitch. So I uh I get her up out of there, but before she goes, I tell her these kids can stay. You gotta go. And she says, "You don't want me to have nothing." Every time she put me out, I got put out with nothing. But it wasn't even a competition like that. I was thinking what may have been best for the children. And it clearly wasn't her, in my opinion. So she goes down. She couldn't show her face back in Cincinnati. So she goes down to Chicago and moves in with her sister. And from time to time, she would call. I would call, check on them. And sometimes there'd be like the middle son. He would, or the middle child, he would be like, Daddy, we don't need you. And shit like that, repeating what she is saying, what he's overhearing, or what she is telling them kids, because she was telling them that shit in Seattle. Like, oh, Daddy, you a monster. Check real story time, a monster in the crib. That's a real ass story. And so she would call sometimes trying to play nice, trying to use the same shit that she used before. Oh, you my everything. Oh, I know you're a good guy. And I'm like, I already know what you're doing. I'm thinking that like you're using the same shit, but I'm not falling for it. And she asked me one day, she says, what do I need to do to come back? I said, you need to take a lie detector test. You ain't no job. Why would I take a lie detector test? Like, yeah, okay. And I told her, I didn't want it to be like this, but what was I supposed to do? She said, you were supposed to bite the bullet. I said, damn, how many were you going to send at me? Come on, what's going on? And so after some months, my mother had told me, she says, she don't want those kids. If you tell her that you want them to come back up there, she'll give them to you. And so I told her what my mama said. She was like, my mama don't know you. Your mama don't know me. And I was like, no, she known you longer than I have and shit. But months later, after she found a new man or something, she called me and she was like, can they come up there and stay with you? I said, no, I've moved from that apartment. I live in a 1-bedroom now. They could have stayed before. And so it got to the point where she knew I was done fucking with her. Then she said, I should have never had these kids. And like I said, she was using them to keep me. And after she seen I wasn't coming back, it was, or she wasn't coming back. She had no need for him. It was hindering her from getting a new man. Well, anyway, it was not. She was still getting them boots knocked here to Albuquerque, and so, I started, remembering who I was and why I was in Seattle to begin with. So I went out, started rapping, doing my thing, But I can't pretend that I wasn't sad. I can't lie and say that I didn't cry. Because I did. I lost my family. It was hard. It was hard on me. But the stage and the love from the audience, it was my dream. So I'm touching my dreams. Got a nice little tenderoni on my team. We gonna call her Boss Lady. Me and Boss Lady's hanging out and shit. First woman I've ever known with yoga pants. I seen those like, not the yoga pants. What the fuck? Woo-hoo-hoo. And so I'm doing all the. Well, I go down to the porn shop down by Pike Place Market, across the street from the market. Just looking at some porns because I'm trying to get some new techniques for Boss Lady because she was like 10 years, 12 years younger than me. And, I was still trying to fuck to, Earth Angel and shit and My Girl and shit. I'm old school and shit. Stop fucking the slow jams. And so I'm trying to, see what the new kids are doing. The youth. And so I get this DVD and shit. I'm at home just watching it for new techniques. Then I see a scene that looks like my baby mama and shit. Boss Lady comes over, I turn the shit off. We go out to dinner and shit. I tell her about it. We laugh and shit. And so I don't think about that shit again, for months. I started doing shows and shit. I'm going like up and down the West hanging with Blue Mitchell, R.I.P. Blue. Came up to Seattle, said he heard I do my thing and shit. Said when you come down to L.A., holler at your boy. Hollered at him. Had great times in L.A. hanging with Blue. Good guy. And so one day I'm watching this movie, and I think I see him in it. It's called First Sunday. It's Ice Cube, Tracy Morgan, and Cat Williams. They rob a church or something. And so I'm like, I think that's Blue. So I text him and shit. But I'm watching the movie and I hear the singing. And I'm like, that is Blue. And so then when I see the credits, I know it's him. So I'm in the barbershop getting my fro in order. And he texted me. It was like, yeah, that's that movie when we were down in Portland doing that show. This is the one I told you I was filming. So I was like, damn, I only known him for 6 to 8 months. I known that bitch for like 10 years. I said, let me look at this shit. And so I couldn't find it because it was one of these DVDs. You could flip it over. But I didn't know that. And it was on the flip side. So I found it. I'm skipping through. I find the scene and I watch the scene. I'm watching it. I'm not watching the fucking. I'm watching to see the faces. And so I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah. It's a close up. I'm like, it is that bitch. In the Pinot. She was in the Pinot. Not the Grigio, just the Pinot. And so I was like, why, like, what's the chances of me seeing her in a porno? Like, what's the chances of this shit? Should play the lottery. So I went back down to the porno shop, and I was like, where's the porno with the amateurs in it? And it was like right over here, like $75. I was like, I don't pay that much for a porn. I'm like budget band. I'm looking for the bottom of the barrel hose. He was like, oh, right here, the $4.99s. So I'm flipping through. I look at the shit, and she ain't the main bitch on it. She the little picture, and like pictures in the back, busting it open. Like, I was like, this is why I picked that shit up. I seen that little picture, and I was like, damn. So I called her. I was like, yeah, how long you been doing scenes? And she was like, what do you mean, how long I've been doing scenes? I said, yeah, I got this porno with you in it. You ain't got no motherfucking porno with me in it. I ain't never done no porno. Bitch. It was like 2007. I was like, I got a flat screen TV. And I got you on DVD on pause. I'm looking at you right now. And the thing about it, I remember, because she had shaved that motherfucking, she had shaved the nappy dugout. She had shaved that shit. It was the first time ever. I remember it was like 1999 when she done it. Now I seen it in 2007. So, time had passed. This was before the second child. So me smacking her in '98 didn't deter anything. So she goes off belligerent bitch talk, Tasmanian devil bitch talk. Motherfucker, I never do nothing, nigga. No, you ain't shit at all. Try to go back. You can't even keep a job, nigga. You ain't never been shit. All that shit. And so I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because I know now. And so I'm so glad I didn't see that when she was up there around me. Everybody's glad about that one. So I called her sister and told her, I was like, yeah, your sister, while she was talking all that bullshit about me, she was out here doing pornos. And her sister was like, yeah, I seen the picture one time, and I seen that picture y'all took. I said, you didn't see me in no picture. You might have seen her in the picture, but I don't know who it was. But I made sure my face wasn't in it. And plus, shit, I'm supposed to be her boyfriend. We supposed to have a family. Shit, she's supposed to be sucking this. Yeah, she's supposed to be juggling D's and gargling D's. This D. And so anyway, I can't believe I'm telling this story, but I had to get it out because it's true shit. So after that, all communication is like severed. She don't want to hear it anymore because she knows what it is. The kids, all they hear is I ain't shit. Guess what wasn't shit? I don't know. I tried to be the best person that I could. I tried to prove I was being me. I had been trying to prove to everyone that I was a good person. And that just fucked me up. I had some so-called friends in Cincinnati. I know she was fucking my one homeboy, fake ass friend, because my mother introduced me to him. And my mother introduced me to her, so they both knew my mother. And my mother knew I'm pretty sure my mother introduced her to him before me. And my mother wanted to see me be hurt. That's fucked up. She wanted to see this. She got what she wanted to see. Because I was very hurt. But after I seen that porno, I was like, this is gonna sound crazy, but I felt hurt, used, abused. I was like, man, fuck them kids type shit. I never said that. That's the first time I've ever said that shit out loud. But that's how I was feeling. And she told me, I need some money. I said, if you need some money, go ahead and let a white man go ahead and get loose in that caboose again. It's in the caboose. And she was like, maybe I will. And I was like, okay, go ahead. I don't care. That shit don't hurt me. You fucking other people was never, her fucking other people was never a reflection on me. It was a reflection on her. But she put everything on me to make it seem like it was my fault, if that makes sense. That's why the white guy at the apartment was like, when I seen her, I knew that I had to rent to her. Because she would go and let them, the white dudes have, all the dudes, anybody, have their way with her. And then come back and project onto me that I ain't shit to make her feel better and take my mind off of whatever she was. I never imagined that she was doing that shit. I thought she was fucking around, but not to that level. You don't cheat on a motherfucker and go straight to the porno, do you? Maybe. And so